behind in some aspects. I think, you got your bridge, which is the elevation. I think this one has more of the geometry and the boxes around the map that make it more and more interesting as we are getting into it. And we got 10 seconds to game start. How do I know that? The voice is in my head. Oh, look at that. Great call from me. Let's see what the comps are.
All right. Well, these are some of the best names I've seen. There's a nozzle nose, which actually I like the nozzle nose pick, and then I like the Torrance Hydra pick because you don't see Torrance Hydra at all. I think the bubbler on that Hydra is a fantastic choice, but we're gonna see how that plays out here.
Yeah, that extra 1 damage going to be doing big numbers here as they get the first kill. What a great first kill. And a second one coming in from the Charger, putting in the immediate pressure onto 20 hot dogs in a trench coat. They're probably reaching to get one right now to get some extra health to try to fight through these ramps as they keep going down. The pressure keeps mounting. Trades coming in that are not in favor of the 20 hot dogs in a trench coat. The cooler comes down. What a electric start from Solar Frequency.
Well, it's met with an electric double, electric boogaloo, if you could say a Splat 2 electric boogaloo as they boogaloo their way onto the zone. They might actually be able to capture this. Brock is doing excellently with this zap here. What do you mean you've never seen a Slayer zap before? It's right in front of you, and I think it's doing excellently here.
Yeah, that extra accuracy buff that came in a couple months ago is really doing wonders for them right now as we see them trying to find a way through the ramps. The brush is looking around but is unable to find a way in, and all of a sudden the momentum is shifting in Solar Frequency's favor. Is that a double from the Zuka? I think it is. I can almost hear the VC of 20 hot dogs in a French coat now. Not too happy, I'd assume, after that.
These hot dogs are getting a little cold, and I think that's what's going on here. Okay, 2 of them already go down, and part of it's because that ink brush is getting a little too ambitious with that flank on the side there. But what it does mean is that Solar Frequency has to force themselves into backing off and just waiting for the right opportunities to do that. Ooh. But then GNE comes in with a double, and then you kind of start to question what might happen next.
Yeah, that's a huge double there, but they are able to catch one out and Spawn that was hanging around for a little bit too long. Let's see if this Carbon can get another clutch play. Not quite sure. They're still up. Oh, actually, they're down now. Excuse me. They got dispatched them quite quickly on their block as they once again regain control. 20 hot dogs in a trench coat, looking to get a bigger hold now. The brush this time around able to find the nozzle nose with ease and looking to push up into ramps. No, they want to dispatch this flank first, but I think they're going to get away. Oh, a little unlucky on the aim there, just out of reach. But the left side flank with the dualies getting another kill, and that's just what is happening? A skirmish, a brawl. I can't keep track of it all. What a fight in mid.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I like about Hagglefish, is that everyone's going to go to mid at some point, and then we're all going to see this complete deathmatch that makes you forget what the objective of the game is. So I like that we're seeing all of it already. And then here comes the Nozzle Nose, which is a fantastic pick, by the way. I always like the niche picks that come out from teams, but Solar Frequency still holding things down. Even when they don't hold things down, they know exactly where to find those picks because sometimes the picks just come to them.
Yeah, those picks were coming to them and coming in at a great time. Solar Frequency taking that one in a brawl, a bar fight, if you will, in mid. That really solidified this win for them. What a great match to watch. That was crazy. That was a crazy first match. Just an all-out, I felt like at the end there, just an all-out, just fist fight pretty much in mid. Just random 1v1 sprinkled around. That was awesome.
Well, that's a hot dog. I guess it's a little too hot for the hot dogs' this liking, but Solar Frequency playing with the best. Really is part of the best, and also part of the fact that 20 hot dogs in a trench coat is unfortunately falling into the same area where the carbon roller is, and where the nozzle nose happens to be, and where the zap happens to be as well. And so all the pencil needs to sit back and all the pencil needs to do is sit back, farm pencil, and then just wait and see what comes out of 20 hot dogs in a trench coat. And it seems like all the hot dogs are falling out of place, and it's all chaotic. It's a mess. I'm not cleaning it up though.
Me neither. I wouldn't be cleaning that up, but I will give them credit for one thing. I was talking earlier about how the flank can be so deadly if your teammates don't call it out. These guys, They did call it out, and they did get rid of them. So that's a big brain move from them right there. Great communication. That's how you know the comms are flowing for them. So who knows? Maybe a little bit of a rebound as we go to Rainmaker Monte Maria. Not my favorite pick, but certainly, you know, a map that challenges you vertically, to say the very least.
A lot of vertical challenges there, especially if you are the right, and even if you are the right height for this ride. It is a wild ride indeed, and if you're Mr. Bones, you want to be let off the wild ride. But Manta Maria does at least provide some help for Solar Frequency now that you have a carbon roller. That all they need to do now is just sit in court and wait for somebody to drop down, which is what you've been doing already. 20 hot dogs in a trench coat has to come in this and say, well, they can't really afford to do that now, can we? They really can't.
They can't. They can't.
They can't. They can't.
They can't. Because if they do, if you guys at home want to do the math at home, 1 + 1 = 2, and it takes 2 to win the set. So think about it that way.
Right.
Some quick maths for you guys back at home. But I will say, you know, Monte Maria, shout out to my short kings out there who do feel very vertically challenged on this map, especially the Inklings. Like, proportionally to the map, they're quite small, aren't they?
They are a little small. At least, you know what? I think the coolest part, noticing the changes from this map from Splatoon 3 to Splatoon 2, is seeing how big everything gets. And it's something that I didn't know I was like taking for granted until I played Splatoon 2 a while back, and I realized, why is everything small? I don't know. Everything seems bigger now, but it also doesn't. It's weird.
Everything is bigger. I was actually playing it with a couple of my old S2 teammates from back in the day. Shout out Infa. But yeah, no, everything is a lot bigger in this game as we're going into map 2. Let's see if there's any comp changes. Oh, we see the Rapid Blaster come out, and more of the same, just no L3 this time.
Switching to the Paintbrush Nouveau instead. That is double cooler, by the way, from Solar Frequency. So you've got a fairly steady cooler with the Viper Blaster, and then you've got, who knows what will happen, cooler with the NZAP on the other side. But Lloyd popping around to the other side, there was a good play in mind, but then you lose all 4 of your plays and you start to wonder where it all went wrong. It was a gutsy play though, and I like the Solar Frequency starting to come out with that right at the start.
A little a la hyper dive there. Not too worried about taking the fight early on. Unfortunately, doesn't go out in their favor. Now all of a sudden, the pressure is mounting. 20 hot dogs in a trench coat, piling on the pressure, throwing the dogs at them, but they're able to stop the push just before they drop down and get a couple extra points. That Rapid Blaster dispatching. I don't think so, actually. The blast gets them, but the quick pickup is to no avail. They lose the Rainmaker, and slowly they are falling back and getting picked off.
And the one part 20 hot dogs would have wanted to see is to see that Rainmaker go into no man's land, because once you drop from that ledge, the game becomes a much different game once you get it past that ledge. I've noticed that was every time I've played Manta Maria Rainmaker there. So 20 hot dogs will look to try to get that past that spot next time. But Solar Frequency, they've come back from positions like this before. I'm sure they're calm and collected here. They know what's going on. See, there's already a pick. We're doing fine. We're doing fine, guys.
Yeah, that's gonna be the comeback is on right now as they're gonna get the first check. Are they? Ooh, just barely misses the shots, the NZAP, and that might be dangerous because look at this. They have all of the control right now. They're gonna be able to drop this, I think. The brush comes in, but no, just before they take the lead. Oh my God, such a close lead, and all of a sudden now, are they going to be able to pop it? They'll let them pop and try to take back this way. The squid roll of the century. That's going to be 18 points remaining on the side of Solar Frequency, and that's probably going to be the lead and maybe potentially the game.
I mean, you got the Rainmaker to no man's land, and then once again, that squid roll was fantastic. You needed it. And it's very rare to see the Squidberry pulled off, and it's barely noticeable there, but you notice it pulled off against the Hydra there. And you get it to no man's land once again. It's great that you're still, even after losing huge numbers there, it's great that you're still able to get it that far into enemy territory. So great job from Solar Frequency here, who might have another opportunity to do it again, actually. And they do. A few more points. Can you get it on the...
Hey, there we go. That's going to be the game for Solar Frequency. Wow, that's happened a lot of times. You're just so close. You're just you're on the edge of the Rainmaker podium. You're just trying to slam it down, and unfortunately, so just can't get it down. But good job for them. They were able to get it down and able to take the set 2-0. Wow, a little early scare, but able to stave off the fears.
Yeah, it's a little. The thing about Solar Frequency.
Oh, go ahead.
I said yeah a lot, so I don't blame you for trying to get into another train of thought. But Solar Frequency ultimately getting the win there because I think there was just a bit of confidence I was noticing from them. Just like, all right, yeah, okay, we go down, we lose this many points. They're leading by a lot. Whatever. Is what it is.
Well, I don't know about you, Nito, but I need a beverage. I need some kind of beverage, at least, to get the throat a little bit more wet and ready to keep going in for